Now we're going to talk about the Cisco TelePresence TC endpoint product line. These used to be Tandberg, which was a company that made video endpoints. Cisco decided, hey, we want to make video endpoints. Let's buy the company that's already got their foot in the door. So that's what they did, and that's what they've got. They've taken off the Tandberg name, put on the Cisco name, made some adjustments, made some changes, and there's a whole product line of these devices. Let's go ahead and examine what they are and what they do. Now, as I mentioned, these products came from a company called Tandberg, and that's what separates them from the CTS products, the operating system that these TelePresence endpoints use. These are going to use the firmware that comes from Tandberg, so they're going to be configured a little bit differently. We will demonstrate that later in the course. It's not so easy to get our hands on some of these super high-level TelePresence products, but we're going to do the best job that we can, and we will show you examples of configuring both CTS and the TC endpoints as we progress throughout the course. Some of the features that make up these products are the protocols that they can use. They can use SIP and they can use H.323, except for one of them, the SX10, one of the endpoints that we're going to take a close look at in the upcoming modules. Well, that one only uses SIP. All of the others can use a variety of H.323 and SIP, and because of that, they can register to Unified Communication Manager and VCS. Cisco's VCS server basically came from Tandberg, and that's a server that controls endpoints, just like Unified Communication Manager controls endpoints for Cisco. So our TelePresence endpoints are going to be able to register if they use SIP to Unified Communication Manager, and if they use H.323, well, they have to then register to VCS, because we're not going to take H.323 TelePresence TC endpoints and register them to Unified Communication Manager. It just doesn't happen. There's a variety of products in the TC line. We've got the SX, the MX, the EX, and these are categorized based on their primary purpose. All of these endpoints are also OBTP. I mean, these days, isn't everybody OBTP? One button to push. So simple, connect, join the conference. There you go. It simply is a matter of, are you going to be using a personal product for yourself? Are you in a whole room of individuals? Are you using a high-end product? We're going to take a look at the different models and their capabilities. We're going to begin with the EX endpoints, starting with the EX60. Some of the features are that it supports Bluetooth. It only supports multi-way conferencing. It does not support multi-site. It has a 21.5-inch high-def display. This is a desktop model TelePresence unit. Then there's the EX90. This has Bluetooth. It supports multi-site and multi-way conferencing. We'll explain the difference between those coming up. It has dual display support if we need to show our TelePresence on multiple screens, and it has the Precision HD camera. We can take a look at these products when we do a Google search using Cisco TelePresence EX60 and EX90 as our search terms. We can see these are the desktop products. They've got a 21.5-inch monitor, and the EX90 has a 24-inch monitor. And these are both excellent systems for personal use. As mentioned, we're going to explain the difference between multi-way and multi-site conferences. Multi-way conferences are going to use a VCS and an MCU server. And because of that, they're going to support more simultaneous participants than multi-site. Both multi-site and multi-way support ad hoc conferencing. So what that means is that if you're on a point-to-point call with somebody and you're having a TelePresence conference and you want to join another participant in, go ahead and call them. That's ad hoc, where the individuals are the ones joining users to the conference. And then when you decide to conference all 3 or more users in, you're going to need an MCU. So your RTP stream, your media stream, is sent to the central MCU conference bridge. Now, in order to do this, you need a VCS server. Contrast that to multi-site. With this type of conferencing, the internal MCU is used to host 3 participants in a conference. You do not need a VCS server. You do not need an external MCU. In order to use multi-site, we're going to have the options key. We're going to have to purchase that feature. And then devices that support this type of conferencing don't need external servers. They can create a 3-user conference on their own. Next, we've got the MX series. And these are the value line of products. They're room endpoints. They can be placed on a table. They can be placed on a base that has wheels so they can be rolled into rooms. They can be placed on the wall. And they can just be set on the floor. We can get a floor stand and keep them there. They come in single and dual display models. And those models have a 42-inch screen. They've got a 55-inch screen. We can get an MX700 that has dual 55-inch screens. And there's also the MX800, which has a single 70-inch screen. We can see what these endpoints look like when we do a Google search of Cisco TelePresence MX 700, 800 series. You find these endpoints in boardrooms, classrooms, places where you have a need for a semi-permanent telepresence connection. We've got the SX series, and these devices seamlessly fit into a variety of different environments. The SX10, the one that we're going to be using in a future demonstration in this course, is the one that only supports SIP. The SX20 is used in small to medium rooms, and the SX80 is the one that's recommended for the largest number of participants. We can see from our Google search of Cisco TelePresence SX series the different variety that these SX models have. We've got the codec, the SX80 that fits in a room that would attach to your external Precision HD camera. We've got the SX10, which is an all-in-one device, and the SX20, which has a camera, a codec, microphone. What all of these SX devices have in common is that they need an external display. So you can go out and get a HD television, maybe a 70 or even 80-inch TV connected to these SX units, and now you have your own telepresence system that can be very cost-effective. Next, we've got the C series, and these are pioneers of the early TC software-based platforms. The three of these products originated from Tandberg. We connect a TelePresence Precision HD external camera using a Visca cable. One end of that is an RJ45 and the other end is a DB9 that gets plugged into the codec. That codec box has a variety of inputs for audio and video. It can support XLR, RCA, and HDMI. As we can see from our Google search of Cisco TelePresence C40, C60, C90, these are boxes. These are 1RU and 2RU rack units that you would connect to your external camera, and you would connect an external display or multiple displays. You would have multiple audio inputs, multiple cameras. So these are flexible and they can scale to large deployments. The last Cisco TelePresence endpoint that we're going to go over is the Cisco Jabber Video for TelePresence. This is formerly known as Movi. It's a SIP software desktop client. It needs a VCS server as well as a Cisco TelePresence management server to deploy. It uses DNS SRV records. So let's say that I sign in as Sean at globalmantics.com. This product will take that globalmantics.com, go to that DNS zone, and figure out where the VCS server is based on that. And then it's going to use an external USB camera. It has the flexibility to be deployed on just about any personal computer.